Hey everybody. Excuse me. It's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I did not realize I was that parched. But anyway, let's get into Ready to Love Miami. This is episode 3. I am still bored. I feel like next week will be a much better episode. At least the preview looks dramatic. Nothing really went down this episode. I'm gonna run through it real quick, but please, we have a really good time on Kamisha Reviews. She does a Ready to Love panel every Friday night at 8:15 p.m. It's like an hour and 15 minutes after the episode. So we have a good time over there, and at least on the panel we find things to talk about and make it funny. But here by myself, I'm just doing this to be consistent until they give me something to talk about. Now, Tommy told the ladies, it's the ladies' week. Hey, Davion, you finally made a live. I'm so happy. Tommy told the ladies to take the men out on dates that you wouldn't normally go on and reveal things about themselves that they normally wouldn't reveal this soon. That assignment really is one that could shoot you in the foot because there's a reason you don't reveal certain things about yourself too soon, because you kind of want to get to know the person to see if you can trust the person with that kind of vulnerability, with that kind of information, if they'll throw it back in your face. But nobody really revealed anything too grand. So let's hurry up and get into it, because again, I didn't take no notes, but y'all know me, so you know that already about myself. Oh, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to your girl Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get that out the way as well too. So up first, I believe the first date I saw was, and I might go out of order, and if I forget about them, it was totally boring. Let's go ahead and talk about Fabrice and Corvea. They went out on a date. They went bike riding. I thought it was a really great date. They went riding around Miami. They had a cooler full of drinks and snacks. And it seemed like we know from episode last week, Fabrice likes to bike ride. So I thought that was a great idea. They get to the park and Fabrice is completely cutting Corvea off and judging her, and in a way being not even in a way. He was being disrespectful. Corvea mentions she always wanted to meet a man who owned a business and sold it, and Fabrice owned a business and sold it. And he was like, I already know what kind of woman you is. I used to date a Puerto Rican. I already got you. It kind of was like he was throwing in her face like she was a gold digger. And it made me feel like Fabrice had a conversation with Mark Anthony when Mark Anthony was kind of like he felt Corvea was a gold digger. And he was kind of talking to her in that disrespectful manner, like, I already know who you are. I already got your number and I'm cool with it. Kind of like, I got money. Don't worry about it, girl. If I look like you, I would be a gold digger too. He reminded me of Paul. I don't think so. I think Paul, that's his character. I think Paul didn't really give me creepy vibes. Fabrice does. Like, a lot of people didn't like that he talks about sex so much. I personally just didn't like the way he disrespected Corvea. Like, at least let her show you she a gold digger before you just start judging her. You think she gives off gold digger vibes? I don't think so. Corvea gives me the type of woman who is successful. She has her own money and she has her own way of keeping up herself. She probably likes to drive a nice car, which she probably pays for. She probably likes to live in a nice house. We know she likes to get her hair and nails done, nice clothes. And she just gives me that's her standard. And if you can't meet that standard, or if you think I'm too high maintenance for you, that's your problem. And she did say last week she likes to be spoiled, but what woman doesn't? What woman doesn't like for her man to, spoil them a little bit? It's not, I didn't find anything wrong with Corvea. She hasn't rubbed me the wrong way, but that was their date. I think the first one was the exercise date on the kangaroo bouncy shoes. That is an ideal first date for me, but I would love to take that class in the gym. Like, yes, I am scared of my knees and my ankles. We don't want anything to get twisted. But when you're on that kind of pressure, it's easier to do things when you have a sore knee because it's not as much pressure on your knee. And when you're jumping and you have that kind of cushion, you aren't putting that kind of shock on your knee. So I would love to do that kind of exercise class. But again, that's what they did on their first date. They had their conversations. It looks like Sue Ann, is that her name? Sue Ann and Blake hit it off. Their conversation seemed completely fake to me. It sounded like Blake was just telling Sue Ann what she wanted to hear. And I really like Mark Anthony and Mercedes. Pretty much, they're the only two people on this show that I think are serious about finding love. So I like Mark Anthony and Mercedes. The only thing I feel like might be an issue for them is once he becomes a pilot, the hours, if they aren't on the same schedule, they might not ever see each other because they aren't pilots and flight attendants don't just fly out and come back home at night. Like they fly out, they stay over at this city, and then they might go over here, and then they might not come home for a few days. And so I wouldn't want to be with somebody with a cross schedule like that and we just never see each other. But I really like their vibe. I think their vibe right now is the most sincere. Everyone else seems like they're just trying to find a connection to say they got one to stay on this show. Moving along, Cynthia goes out with the ponytail. What is his name? Andre. I hate, and I'm probably look at me. Look at me. I'm talking about Andre's one little curl in his face, and here I go with two sticking out of my French braids. Am I being a hypocrite? I love my two curls. But anyway, that curl, I say it every week. That curl in the front of Andre's hairstyle irks me. It drives me insane. I hate it. But anyway, Andre goes out with Cynthia. Old girl starts crying on the panel. Abby broke it down that maybe she didn't know how to utilize her words and she was just kind of saying things without saying things. And maybe the story in her head had her emotional. I can see that point of view, but it was too many tears. I didn't know where it was coming from. And she was like, "Oh, I'm so happy the way you reacted in my moments of vulnerability." Like, girl, what did you expect him to do? Get up and walk out? Tell you to suck it up? Like, he looked at you. Like, he literally just looked at you while you were crying and helped find you some tissue and was like, "Oh, it's going to be okay." I don't trust that man. I don't trust anybody that got to have a curly Q in the front of their hair. Mind you, don't judge me and my two curly Qs on the side. Anyway, I just don't see it for Cynthia. Cynthia to me is raw and ready to love. And by raw, I mean, I feel like she's really open to this process. Like, I feel like she really thinks she's going to come on this show and find love. And, and I feel like Cynthia's heart may be broken through this process because, girlfriend, by season 5 or 6, whichever number it is, you need to realize, girl, this show is for entertainment purposes only. I think, what's their damn name? I'm so bad at names. Rashid and Simone, they were lucky to find each other, and I really like Rashid and Simone. Joy and Clifton, we still don't know if Joy and Clifton did all of this for love or just to parlay this into Ready to Love DC. And that comes on tonight. I ain't decided if I'm gonna watch yet. Davion, you said stop it, Edgy. He just trying something new. I'm gonna stop it. I'm not gonna talk about that man curly Q no more. As long as I have these two curly Qs on the side of my head coming out of these French braids, I'm gonna let that man live because I don't want to be called a hypocrite. You could Curly Q, pull a Curly Q out wherever you want to, Davion, or not Davion, but whatever your name is on Ready to Love. I'm not gonna read you about it no more. I've decided that. I decided that. Because if you say something about my hair, I'm gonna be offended. So I'm gonna let him live. But I do feel like Cynthia will get her feelings hurt because I don't see anybody being sincere on the male side of this show at all. At all. None of them. None of them. Some of them might change my mind, but I still got to watch a couple of more episodes to see. But anyway, let's move on. Who had a date next? Marsha Morgan, Anthony Linden. They go to the beach. I love the beach. I'm really thinking about just buying me a quick little. I should have caught Southwest where they had a sale, but Southwest, see, I live in Memphis, and Memphis isn't a major city. So when Southwest runs those $49, $59 sales, it's pretty much, they pretty much need to put in red print. Memphis don't count. The shit, try not to curse. It's never that cheap. The only time I can find a really good flight out of Memphis is if I'm going to Atlanta or around Christmas if I'm going home to Chicago. Other than that, everything is still gonna be $200 to $300. So, but I'm thinking about just F it. Get a weekend getaway, fly to Miami, go to the beach, enjoy life, and fly home. But maybe for spring break. I don't know. But Tim and Angie stay on track. They all went to the beach and had a group date. Morgan likes Tony because Tony prays. And I'm like, girl, a lot of men pray and they still ain't ish. I don't know. It's something about Tony. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because he's in the same profession as me. He's a tax director. I'm hoping he has some kind of accounting background because a lot of people do taxes and don't know nothing about accounting. Y'all be letting anybody do y'all taxes. But anyway, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Let whoever y'all want to do y'all taxes. Because Angie, shut up. Angie, shut up. Be quiet. Anyway. I also feel like Morgan is going to get her feelings hurt just because I don't see it for any of the men. And I feel like Morgan said she's never been in love before. Is that a red flag? On the panel, they said no. A part of me is like, yes, because at 40 some years old, and I don't know if she's 40, but all these people in their mid 30s to 40s, by that age, you should know. Well, they said maybe she's only been in lust. I don't know. Either she's never been in relationships or maybe she's only known toxic love. And she's like, I don't know. I just feel like when people say stuff like that, it makes me feel like they've never dated before. Like they just been in the house and they don't really know what's going on. I don't know. The way she said it kind of seems like she just wanted it to be a topic of conversation. But Morgan also gives me, when she said, I just want somebody to like me. Like, if you like me, I'm here for it. And I'm like, girl, you should want more than that. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe she's so used to just wanting men to like her. And she's a beautiful woman that she falls for the wrong men because she's falling for, oh, you say you like me. You're interested. Okay, I'm into that. Like, a woman as beautiful as you, men will always be interested in sleeping with you. You need to have a standard more than, do you like me? And maybe that's why you never fell in love, because you always falling for the wrong type of man. But moving on, Marsha and Linden were having a conversation. Yes, he definitely gives me LJ vibes. I don't like Linden. He's constantly telling us about his late nights. I'm the manager of a bar lifestyle. And another lady is here for it. I don't think Marsha is here for it. He leaned in to try to kiss Marsha, and Marsha's like, what you doing? This wasn't no romantic moment. I was just making an observation. I like Marsha. I really do. Now, girlfriend, shut up, Angie. I don't want to say nothing shady, But Marsha, I really like Marsha for the most part because she had on that tight black dress with the ruffles with the red polka dots, and it just was so dramatic. And I'm looking for more dramatic outfits like that. Like I thought she was gonna give me a flair of the fashion, and I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing the same, but still like you, girl. Still like you though. I'm just wanting some more fashion. But anyway, Jonique also goes out on a date with, stop trying to make me act up, Davion. Jonique goes out with Lyndon. Jonique looks to be more of his vibe because she's like, look, you could party at night and on your off days, we can go party too. She kind of sound like, yeah, you work at night so I can go to sleep and you can leave me alone because I got to work in the morning. I don't know. I feel like Jonique is probably close to next to go because if Lyndon is your best connection, I don't know. And I really like Jonique and I want her to find a connection. I just don't think Lyndon is it. Now, I also noticed on this episode for the ladies to be testing out the men, no one took Blue on a date and no one took Anthony on a date. I mean, we couldn't have had Lyndon had to go out twice. Of all the men to go out twice, it had to be Lyndon. Okay, we get back to the ladies' lounge. For the most part, everyone picks their tops. It seems like everyone has a different top. Or I forgot, Jeffrey went out on a date with Demario. And Demario I like because he is an accountant and I'm an accountant too. And I love people in my same profession. Um, and they like each other. Cool. They went horseback riding. I don't want to talk about that. It was boring. We get to the lounge. Blake has two ladies that like him, Cynthia and Sue Ellen. Suzanne, whatever her name is. I'm sorry. I need one more week to get y'all names. I need a couple more y'all to go home. Because I'm not taking notes. Now, word on the YouTube panel curb. This all allegedly. They said it's a couple on the show that's already in a relationship. And they were on a relationship during casting, during filming, and currently right now. Interesting. Very interesting. Who do we think the couple is? On the panel, please go back and check out Kamisha Reviews because we discussed this. On the panel, they think it's Blake and Jeffrey because Jeffrey came to the ladies' lounge and was like, look, I'm tired of Blake. He already think he my man. He always calling me on the phone, talking about who you out on a date with, what time you coming home. Call me when you get home. I don't think I want you going out with him. That sounds like relationship vibes. But Jeffrey is telling Tommy, like, I don't want no man like that. Blake can go home. Now, does she want Blake to go home because that is her man and she don't want any of these other women with her man and she just want to stay and be on TV? I don't know. But that's what Jeffrey says. She says she's tired of Blake and she want Blake to go home. The other ladies are tired of Fabrice. He's talking about sex too much. He called Corvée a gold digger. They don't like his vibe. A lot of people really don't think he's 44 years old. I don't think so either. And if you are, Fabrice, if you are 44, one word, moisturizer. Use it in the day and put it on your skin at night. I am 44 years old and I pride myself in thinking I don't look 44 because I moisturize in the morning and like as soon as I finish this video, even before I run out and get myself something to eat, I'm going to wash my face and moisturize at night. But a lot of people think Fabrice was lying about his age. I don't know. We ain't seen the man birth certificate. But anyway, they meet up. Fabrice goes home. Bye. Blake is safe another week to play in our face. if he's in a relationship or not. Now that I've heard this tea, mind you, it's allegedly. I don't know. I don't know if there are two people really in a relationship or not. But now that I've heard this, when I watch the episode next week, I am going to be on the lookout for body language, chemistry, and to see if I can spot a couple. Like, that's really what I'm going to watch it for. Now, I want to see if I could see a couple vibe amongst anyone on the show. I don't know. I don't think it's, y'all really think Blake and Jeffree are in a relationship? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you heard that tea on Instagram and Twitter as well. I ain't heard it. They spilled it on Cameshia Reviews, but we shall see. But that's all I have to give. Like I said, next week looks a lot more interesting. It looks like someone's going to call Jeffree a liar. Blake is going to call Jeffree a liar. It's going to be some drama on the boat. They want to kick some people off the boat. They might use the safety card where somebody might not go home. I cannot wait. Next week looks like they're going to give me a little bit more to talk about. Thank you, KR. It's nothing like, thank you. Thank you. Because I was like, please don't call me a hypocrite. I'm talking about this man, one curl. And here I go with two. I'm a mess. Oh, spring break is crowded. You right. Because didn't they tear up Miami last year on spring break? All the little HBCU. I ain't going to say HBCU, but it was all the little black kids down in Miami tearing up the beach. I am 44. My son is in college. I don't want to be on the beach with a whole bunch of college kids. No, I might need to go. If I'm going to go to Miami, I need to go now before the college kids save up their coins and tear it up in March. Definitely not going in March. Thank you for reminding me of that, because I would have went down there and been pissed. I don't mind a party vibe, but if you all didn't see Miami last year on spring break and how they tore that place up and how it had to be hundreds of thousands of kids down there, I would have been pissed. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. Let me end this here. That's the end of my live. If you missed RuPaul's Drag Race, I just did that video with Charles about an hour ago. We had a good time. Check it out. And I'll be back tomorrow. Of course, 6 p.m. is Kitchen Table Talk. I still have not watched the challenge this week. That's why I have not did Ostella. So tomorrow, if I watch the challenge tonight, I will do Ostella tomorrow. But I think tomorrow might just be Kitchen Table Talk. And I know I'm doing, my book isn't over here, Confessions of a Shopaholic. I was really busy yesterday and today. I'm going to catch up my days, and we will do Confessions of a Shopaholic tomorrow. I can admit here, I still have not bought anything. So I'm still in my 30-day vibe of no shopping. So, all right, I'm about to go, y'all. Y'all have a good Saturday night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for Kitchen Table Talk. Have a good one. Bye.